Nathan Cole was one of the richest men in Chicago, living in a world of glass towers, luxury cars, and endless wealth. He loved showing off, laughing at the less fortunate, and believing that money made him untouchable. Pride blinded him to the dangers lurking in the city's dark corners. At elite parties, Nathan bragged about his wealth, mocked others, and flaunted power. The more he showed, the more attention he drew, not friends, but predators. In the shadows of Chicago, the Iron Serpents, a calculating criminal gang, took notice of him and started plotting. The gang studied Nathan for weeks, mapping his routines and security. One cold night, after leaving a charity gala alone in his Lamborghini, SUVs blocked the road and armed men surrounded him. Before he could react, Nathan was kidnapped, beaten, and taken to an abandoned industrial zone. In the warehouse, the gang stole everything: cash, gold, digital passwords, and personal secrets. Worse than the money was the humiliation. Nathan, once proud and untouchable, was left tied, bruised, and laughed at. The gang leader whispered, "This is the price of pride." Nathan survived, but his life was shattered. Friends vanished, businesses collapsed, and his mansion felt empty. He didn't call the police or beg for help. Instead, he disappeared from Chicago, selling what little remained, and began a quiet transformation. For 2 years, Nathan trained relentlessly. He built his body, studied criminal networks, and learned the art of silence. He became a patient and calculating force, no longer the careless man the Iron Serpents had targeted. Upon his return, the Iron Serpents began falling one by one. Anonymous tips led to arrests, warehouses burned, and members disappeared. Rumors spread of a ghost dismantling gangs from within. Nathan watched silently, ensuring fear spread as it had once spread to him. The gang leader, Marcus Vane, remained isolated in a guarded warehouse. One night, the lights went out. Nathan emerged from the shadows and asked quietly, "Do you remember me?" A single gunshot ended Marcus' life, leaving Chicago temporarily free from fear. Months later, a new threat emerged: Black Dominion. Smarter and more ruthless, led by Elliot Kane, it rose from the ashes of Iron Serpents. Nathan, now living under a new identity in rural Montana, wanted peace, but the past refused to stay buried. Claire Reynolds, a former FBI analyst, tracked Nathan down. She showed him files of Black Dominion's kidnappings, murders, and destroyed families. Initially resistant, Nathan realized inaction would allow another wave of innocent people to suffer. Nathan returned to Chicago with Claire. They dismantled Black Dominion quietly, freezing accounts, leaking evidence, exposing politicians, and orchestrating arrests. Members turned on each other or vanished. Fear once again spread through the criminal underworld. Elliot Kane realized Nathan was alive and responsible for the destruction. In a final standoff at a warehouse, Kane was arrested. Black Dominion collapsed, and Claire survived. Chicago breathed again, though Nathan remained in the shadows. Nathan retreated to Maine, living quietly in a small house by the ocean. He had grown tired of running, understanding that the past always catches up. Claire visited him one last time, aware their story was ending. One night, federal agents arrived to capture Nathan. He surrendered peacefully, knowing some stories must end. But a single bullet fired by a shadow from his past struck him unexpectedly. Nathan collapsed near the seaside warehouse. Before sunrise, Nathan Cole breathed his last. No legend, no speeches, no heroes. The official record simply stated, "Case closed." Claire stood by the ocean, reflecting that Nathan had been neither entirely good nor evil, just a man broken and forged by life. Nathan Cole's story ended where it began, with pride, power, and the consequences of both. He lived between law and chaos, justice and vengeance. In the end, he died in silence, leaving a legacy whispered in fear and a reminder that sometimes broken men are the only ones who enforce justice.